Good afternoon, everybody. This is Aaron Eiler from Matawan Regional High School with a schedule update that we are going to begin implementation on Thursday, September 24th, 2020. This is the third or fourth iteration of this video. I've been told by a number of my trusted advisors to cut it down, so the video is down to approximately 3 hours and 45 minutes. I'm just kidding. It's much shorter than that, but let's get right into it. First off, with the phase 2 schedule, students will still be following their real-time schedule, but this will also be the time when we will be introducing students transitioning in the hallway. The room that is on their real-time schedule in Parent Portal is the room the course will be taught in. Students who are remote will be logging in to the same class as in-person students. So effectively, every single class is going to be live streamed. The links for students who are remote, either you are in the off-day cohort, so in other words, if it's Monday, Tuesday, the B cohort students will have to log into Google Classroom to access the link, as well as the students who are 100% remote. In addition, the student lunch period that is on their schedule will be replaced with a study hall because we cannot feed students in the building and they can't be in the cafeteria. So we will be reassigning them over the course of the next 24 hours. Please make sure you check real time for any of those updates. The lab day schedule will start on October 1st. That means that from tomorrow all the way until October 1st, everything will be at day zero. Your science teachers will be able to explain that further when you are in their classroom. Students will not use lockers still, but they can carry items in a book bag. Extremely important because they will not have a place to stow their belongings and they will be transitioning from room to room. Starting right away, one thing that is not changing, daily attendance. Every single day, every single student, whether they are remote or virtual, must log on to their period 1 class for daily attendance. This is the same process we are currently using, so there is no change to daily attendance. This is the schedule that we are going to be going with. Remember, from 7:20 to 7:28, that will be homeroom attendance. Once 7:28 starts, students will be going, for instance, on Monday to their period 5 class as identified in real time. This is an extremely important note. Even though the students will be logging into their period 1 class every single day for their homeroom or their daily attendance, on Monday and Thursday, they will start in their period 5 course. And we'll talk more about that as we continue through the very quick video. There will still be a break in the middle of the day. The afternoon Google Meet schedule will remain. So for instance, this coming Thursday, students who are in person, so in other words, 9th grade and 12th grade students who have elected to be in person, you will start the day by reporting to the period 5 course on your real-time schedule. You will then go through periods 5, period 6, period 7, and period 8. You'll be rotating in the hallway. We're going to talk about how the transitions will take place. There will be a break from 11:20 to 12:25. And then in the afternoon, you will have Google Meets periods 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to use a sample student schedule to explain how this is going to work. Also, please be advised that this slide deck is available on the high school website. Wednesdays will continue to stay the same. Students will log into period 1 at 7:20. They will have all 8 of their classes throughout the course of the day where the Google Meet schedule will take place. So Wednesdays will still be Google Meets from 7:25 for period 1, going all the way through period 8, ending at 11:19. So let's talk about what a student would experience on Thursday, September 22nd. That's 2 days from now. If you remember, the schedule that I spoke about starts off on Thursday in the AM, period 5, 6, 7, and 8. During period 5, this particular student has lunch. He or she will be reassigned to a study hall so they can accomplish other items. They'll then go through their schedule. They'll go to period 6, they'll go to period 7, they'll go to period 8. Let me show you how this looks on the grid. So this is that student's schedule. From 7:20 to 7:28, they will have their homeroom, which will be a Google Meet. You can see that this student's first period schedule is Spanish 1. They will log in to Miss Fajardo's period 1 course to have their daily attendance. When they are logged in, though, at 7:20, they will be reporting to their study hall course, which will be added to their real-time schedule in time for the start on Thursday. They will be in their study hall from 7:28 to 8:22. After that's done, at 8:22, they will transition to their period 6 course. This student has STEM Tech with Mr. Greco. So the student will leave study hall, they will go to their period 6 course, STEM Tech with Mr. Greco. It will be held in room 305. This is an example of a student that will be in person. If this student was virtual, the student would go to their STEM Tech Google Classroom, log in, and access the live stream link. So effectively, during period 6 from 8:27 to 9:21, Mr. Greco will be teaching the students who are in person in room 305 and at the same time setting up a live stream for students who are virtual. At 9:21, the student will transition to period 7, PE and health, where they will go to the gym and we will reassign them to classrooms. The student will be taught by Miss Antista from 9:26 to 10:20 in the assigned classroom. At 10:20, he or she will go on to the next course, which is period 8, Academy Lab Biology with Dr. Servideo in room 617. At 11:19, that is the end of the half-day school day. The student will go home from 11:20 to 12:25. They will return home so they can complete their afternoon Google Meets just as they've been doing for the last couple of weeks. So at 12:25, they'll log into their Google Classroom with Miss Fajardo, attend a Google Meet. At 12:50, they'll log into their World Cultures classroom with Miss O'Neill and attend a Google Meet. Same for 1:15 and 1:40. As you can see, with this schedule, every single day, students will be instructed by their true teacher identified on their real-time schedule. This is the way that the mechanics will work. The transitions will be clockwise at all times. In addition, restrooms will not be permissible during the transition. We need the students to get to their classroom so that we can make sure that we start classes and then students will be permitted to use the restroom at that point. There will be one-way signs posted throughout the hallways. The reason we are doing this is to make sure that students are all moving in the same direction. It will be slightly inconvenient for some classrooms that students have to go to that are right next to each other, but at the same time, it is a way in which to regulate hallway traffic and hallway flow. So the best way I can explain it to you, let's assume that we are a student who has class in room 617. The bell rings to go to the next class period. The student, if you remember, everything is going to go clockwise based on the map. The student will leave room 617. The student will come out of 617, will make a right, and then has two options. On nice days, students can travel across the open courtyard. On days where it is not nice, or maybe they don't want to be outside, students will have to go all the way down to the end of the 600 hallway, towards the 500 hallway, down the 500 hallway, and so forth, completely clockwise. Obviously, the 300 wing and the 100 wing will have traffic going in direction both ways, but we are going to be working to alleviate some of the traffic flow. This is just a safety precaution that is being put into place to make it a little bit easier. In addition, we are going to have students and teachers assisting with the cleaning of their respective desks. Teachers will obviously take care of theirs. Students will take care of their own. We have an added safety precaution that we are putting into place to make it even safer and to prepare for when even more students are coming into the building. This is the way it will work. All of the desks will be color-coded, either blue or orange. Students will be wiping down the desk prior to leaving. Our operations department tells us that it takes between 5 and 10 minutes for the agent that we use to set. In most instances, desks will only be used every other period, so that will limit the amount of times that students have to sit in a desk that was previously used. This is the way it looks. Note the picture on the right-hand side, the tiny squares in the top right of the desks. You'll notice on the left the period scheme. If a class is period 1 in this classroom, the blue desks would be used. Period 2, the orange desks would be used. Period 3, the blue desks, and so forth. Please understand that using the agent that is cleaning the desk and disinfecting the desk, we are just adding this alternate method as an advanced safety protocol so that we can make sure that the agent has extra time to set. However, if you remember, I said that we are told it takes between 5 and 10 minutes for the agent to set. So we have devised a plan that will allow 13 minutes in between when the agent is used and the next time a student would have to sit in the seat, which means that as long as the teacher approves it, and if there are not enough individualized desks within the classroom, the same desk could be used for 2 class periods in a row. If you look down at the section that talks about the cleaning transition wellness synergy, we are trying to combine something that people have been asking for: stretch breaks after sitting in the desk for an extended period of time. The way it will work is 3 minutes before the end of every class, there is a bell that will go off that will signify that the staff and the students should wipe down the desk. We have a transition built in from class to class of 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes of every class, teachers will be using it as a stretch break so that students can stretch their legs, and also so that the agent has time to dry on the actual desk itself. As you can see, using this model, that gets us to 13 minutes, above the amount of time that our operations department is telling us that needs to take place between when the desk is wiped down and when the next student can sit in it. In most cases, this will not come into play, particularly in the very beginning. In most cases, there are enough desks in classrooms so that the same desk will not be used 2 times in a row. But either way, we are planning for the long haul for November, when students that are remote right now have the opportunity to return to in-person instruction. Please also keep these 3 bullets in mind. Chromebooks and personal devices should still be brought to school, whether you are in person and attending 5 days a week, or if you are an A-B cohort. Just because we are going and moving to a model where you're going to be interacting with your real-time teacher, we also ask to please make sure you bring your Chromebook and your personal devices so you can participate in collaborative activities with the students who are virtual. We are still following the ABC cohort model. What that means, if you are a student who is in cohort A, you would be in person Monday and Tuesday if you elected that. There are no changes at this point. If you are a student who is virtual, who wants to be in person, you can notify us in the building, but the change will not take place until the first day of the second marking period on November 12th. If you're in the B cohort, the same thing goes for you, except you will be physically in the building Thursday, Friday. Students who are in the C cohort are still attending 5 days a week. There is no change to the amount of time that they are here for that population. We also are planning for future phases. It is extremely important to note the reason we are able to attempt this phase right now as quickly as we are is because of the smaller amount of students that are in the building. However, this is giving us 5 opportunities to see how it works and to be able to evaluate, because on October 5th, we are welcoming the students in 10th and 11th grade who wanted in-person classes. But right now, that model is not changing. 10th and 11th graders will still be virtual. However, their courses will be meeting using the same schedule that I identified in the previous slides. On November 12th, that is the start of the second marking period. Students who are remote may elect to return to in-person instruction. You should notify us as soon as possible if you intend on moving to in-person at the start of the second marking period. It is incredibly exciting that we are going to be able to be making this move. Students will be taught by their true real-time teacher every single day. The mornings are obviously a longer period than the afternoons. However, having longer periods in the morning is going to allow for less transitions. And in the afternoon, they'll be a little bit shorter, but flip-flopping the Monday, Tuesday will ensure that students have all the same amount of access to their real-time teacher, regardless of the course that they are participating in. We are extremely excited for Thursday. I hope that the students and the parents and the community and the staff are as excited as my administrative team is to see students transitioning in the hallways. This is a huge undertaking, and we are very, very excited to see how this pans out, especially because we are moving on this so quickly. Again, I can't impress upon you enough. The reason why we are able to move on this and beta test it in the current environment is because of the smaller amount of students we have now. We are preparing nonstop for October 5th, and at the same time preparing nonstop for November 12th as we slowly bring more and more students back for in-person instruction. This slide deck is available on our homepage, so please visit so that you can review the new schedule and best understand how students will be navigating. And the most exciting part, in our minds at least, is that students who are virtual, students who are in person, will be getting the same amount of instruction throughout the course of the day, just in a different setting. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your support and your patience as we continue to fine-tune our model to make sure that it works for all students, and we are extremely excited. Rest up. Google Meets you tomorrow, and then Thursday, we start a brand new chapter in getting Matawan Regional High School back to a normal school environment. Have a great evening.